Elevator Pitch presents Honest as a Fox, written by Anissa Danny C.
Excuse me. Excuse me. That's more like it. Excuse me, is this the residence of Miss Vivian Garcia?
Who's asking?
I am. I'm here to inquire about the assistant position. Here, you've said, assistant wanted, must be short, preferably plucky, and be cool with everything. Like, really cool. I believe I fit the bill.
Oh, you do you? Well, you definitely fit the height requirement, I'll tell you that much. Plucky remains to be seen, and I'm not too sure how cool it is to barge into a lady's apartment before she's had a chance to do her hair.
I would argue that barging into your apartment was both very plucky and cool of me.
Malcriada. Should have expected the back talk. How'd you even get past the door?
You really ought to get new locks.
First she interrupts my mood music, then she picks my locks. You really know how to find an assistant, Viv. Alright, kid. You've passed my first, test. Yeah, that's it. I can see you're at least cool with some light illegal activity, but there are still 2 other tests you've got to do before I'll hire you. Can't just open my door to any snot-nosed brat under 5 feet who thinks they've got what it takes.
I'm 5'1.5", and you didn't open your door to me. I let myself in.
Is that what the kids are calling breaking and entering these days? I'll have to update my lingo.
No one says lingo either.
Yeah, we get it. You've proven that you're plucky. Just cool it for a second while I figure out your next 2 tests.
You shouldn't lie.
Got it. What's your name, kid?
Fox Anders, but my business partners call me Fox.
Okay then, Fox, nice to meet you. I'm Vivian Garcia, but you knew that already. Second test is as follows. You have to figure out the reason I'm hiring an assistant.
Is that all?
Is that all? No, you've got 1 more test after that. But I have a feeling this one will take a long time, so feel free to...
You're a witch, right? Or a sorceress? I'm not familiar with the correct terminology. You need someone to help with your magic.
How? Okay, yes, yeah, you caught me. How'd you know that?
I see my reputation does not precede me. My name is Fox Anders, and I have been cursed to always know the truth.
Ah, a truth seeker, huh? One of those types. Well, go on then. Get out of here.
What? But what about the 3rd test?
If you can always tell when I'm lying with your weirdo truth bullcrap, then this business partnership isn't gonna work well for me. Maybe you can find a good little knight in shining armor to take you on, but there will be no truth seekers messing around my potions closet.
Wait, what?
Out you go. So long, Miss Andrews. Have a nice adolescence.
Well, damn. And she didn't even give me the time of day. 1 minute I was considered, and the next I was kicked out.
Well, you did break into her apartment.
To prove my qualifications. What's the point of telling her how cool I am with everything if I don't show her that I'm cool?
And you also blew her big secret.
She asked me to.
I don't know, Andrews. This feels like a pretty cut and dry case of sticking your nose too far into someone else's business.
Everything is my business, Mara. What good is being cursed with the ability to tell when people are lying if I don't use it to investigate? It's my job to stick my nose in as far as I want.
Sorry, guess I forgot about your never-ending quest for the truth.
Exactly.
Well, now you'll just have to figure it out without Vivian Garcia.
You know I can't do that. If I'm going to figure out my curse, then I need the help of a witch.
And it can't be anyone else? Doesn't your tia Alejandra know stuff about magic?
Sure, she knows about my curse, but she's not a witch. Vivian Garcia might be my only chance to find the truth. Exactly.
I really can't convince you to leave this poor woman alone.
She's an ancient magical being. She's not exactly defenseless.
Once you factor in the pluckiness, I'd say you're at least evenly matched.
And you're not even lying.
You can't prove anything.
Some things I don't need to prove.
Anyway, what are we going to do about this Vivian situation?
So you've changed your mind? You'll help me?
Well, obviously there's no changing your mind, so I might as well make sure no one gets hurt by putting my frail human body in front of the big bad witch for you at some appropriately dramatic moment.
If it comes to that, my own frail human body will be perfectly adequate.
Is this where we have the stop barreling into danger at every turn just for answers to every question you come across talk? Or are we saving that for dinner tomorrow?
I'd prefer it if we save it for never, if I'm being honest. You know this is what I have to do.
Do I?
Regardless, I've already figured out a simple plan in order to get back into Miss Garcia's good graces.
You're gonna paint her fence and walk her dog? Make her some arroz con pollo?
She doesn't have a fence, or a dog, and we both know I can't cook to save my life. No, I am going to dress for the job I want, so to speak. She mentioned a potions closet, and I may not know what magic necessarily is or how it works, but I do know that potions require ingredients. I'm going to find the ingredients she needs and ideally win her over with my charm and general go-getter attitude.
Right, because the go-getter attitude always works.
Exactly.
So, how are you gonna find these ingredients?
I just said, with my charm and general go-getter attitude.
No, dummy. I meant how are you gonna figure out what she even needs? You just said you don't know anything about magic.
Well, for that I'll be using my natural nosiness and ability to pester people into giving me things. My truth-seeking can't hurt either.
I don't see how knowing when people are lying will help you with a mystical shopping list.
Then you're not thinking creatively enough.
Just promise me this isn't gonna end up with me pulling you out of a burning doghouse while Miss Castillo's dog tries to bite my head off in your arms.
That was 2 years ago.
What about last year, when Miss Castillo's chickens flew the coop and I had to help you out of a dumpster while you were covered in raw eggs?
Last year has no bearing on me now. I'm an entirely new fox.
Or 3 months ago, when Miss Castillo's guinea pig needed surgery, and then...
I get it. You have to rescue me from a lot of zany animal adventures, but that's not what this is.
Then you should have no problem making that promise.
Fine. I promise.
Okay. What do you need from me?
How much do you know about the dark web?
You know, when you said dark web, this is not what I thought you meant.
Whatever else could I have meant, Mara, dearest?
Whatever, Andrews. Just tell me we're almost to the creepy spider web so I can go home and shower for 2 hours. Ugh.
Well, I have good news and bad news.
Wonderful.
The good news is that the dark web is right through that passage as far as I can tell.
And the bad news?
It appears Darck is here as well.
Whoa. You didn't say anything about dealing with an actual monster. This was supposed to be a quick smash and grab.
It still is. We'll just need to grab faster than expected.
Remember my aforementioned frail human body? I can't exactly smash a giant spider.
Then it'll be an outwit and grab.
Jesus Christ, Andrews, we can't solve every problem with that big brain of yours.
You can't prove that.
Actually, I can think of at least 3 instances involving Miss Castillo's pets that definitely do.
Look, I've got a plan.
Of course you have a plan.
If we do this right, you won't even be seen by him. Your job is purely to grab.
I suppose that means you will be seen by him?
Obviously. Who do you think is the outwit?
Didn't we just have a conversation about throwing yourself into danger?
I believe we tabled that.
Well, fine. It's bad time. But when we get out of this, we are so untabling it.
Perfectly reasonable. Do you want to hear the plan now?
I guess I don't really have a choice.
That's the spirit. Excuse me?
Now, what do we have here?
Hello, sir? My name is Fox Andrews, Fox to my clients. I come to you today with a business proposal.
A business proposal? How fancy. Whatever are you proposing?
Well, you see, I'm a talented sleuth, and I recently heard tell that someone was planning on stealing from you.
Oh, goodness, a thief in my cavern. We can't have that.
Exactly, sir. It would be a shame to lose any of this. Anyway, that's where I come in. Not only do I have an incredible mind, but I am also in possession of a mysterious magic power that could potentially help to protect your belongings.
A mysterious power, you don't say.
I do, sir. If you'll just come with me to this back corner of the cavern and don't move from there so that I may demonstrate, you'll see how useful my skills are.
I'd love to turn my back on my web of items so that I can check your qualifications. Unfortunately, even with my back turned, I'm still able to feel every thread, especially with your friend tugging so thoroughly on it, trying to steal my potion-making book.
Who? Me? Stealing? Sorry, you must be mistaken. I'm one of Fox's associates. We're business partners, you see. I was just demonstrating what a robbery would look like so that Fox can, do her thing. Right, Fox?
Exactly.
How dedicated. Well, I think I've changed my mind. I don't think I'd like any protection services from you, Fox, but I would be interested in something else you could offer if you'd like to keep the book your friend has hidden in her jacket.
I don't.
What do you want? A vial of my blood? Half of my hair? Some other strange magical price?
Nothing so untoward. I'd just like a story if you have one.
A story.
Yes, it gets awfully boring in this cavern of mine. It's been at least 20 years since I've gotten any new books, and I don't exactly have Wi-Fi. Tell me a tale that will satisfy me for the next 2 decades, and you and your friend are free to leave with my copy of An Idiot's Guide to Potion Making in tow.
A story that'll last you 20 years? That's way too.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl with a strange name. We'll call her Coyote Johnson.
Look, we've got the book. Let's just get out of here. I bet he can't fit through the entrance, so we'd only have to outrun him until we're out of the cave.
No, Mars, we can't just leave him here to waste away without even a Netflix account. I find the truth, and part of that is helping people live their own truths, and this sad spider monster needs a story.
I would like to point out that this sad spider monster can also hear everything you're saying.
All right. Well, where was I? So, when Coyote Johnson was born, something terrible happened. An evil witch descended on Coyote in her crib while her parents slept. The witch laid a curse on Coyote to always know when people were being deceitful. She vanished into the night without another trace, and only days later, Coyote's parents died in a mysterious car accident that left little Coyote orphan. She went to live with an aunt. The hospital had plucked from emergency contact records and spent the rest of her days trying to figure out the extent of the witch's effect on her life. Now she roams the city side, searching for a way to free herself of that evil hold.
And that's the end.
Yeah, what else do you want me to say?
It just seems a bit dark, that's all.
You never said it had to be a happy story.
Yes, well, I have some questions, mainly regarding this curse. Why is being able to tell when people are lying to you considered a curse? That seems like something positive.
I don't know, it's just weird. It's invasive and weird. What if people are lying for a good reason? They don't get the option.
Still, that sounds like a curse for other people, not you, Coyote, necessarily.
What are your other questions?
So she was given no instruction on how to break this curse. I feel like these things usually have some kind of built-in clause. Has she ever tried True Love's Kiss?
Obviously, she's not aware of how to break it because she was a baby when it was cast. There might not even be a way to break it. Maybe the witch was feeling vindictive that night.
Yes, and about this witch. Who is she? What's her story? Why curse Coyote and then supposedly orchestrate her parents' murder, if my reading of the subtext is correct? Doesn't that strike you as odd?
Look, the witch doesn't matter to the story. What's important is that Coyote is cursed and she can't break it, and also she's an orphan.
That's another thing. Who is this aunt character? She just mysteriously appeared? What's her story? Which of the parents is she related to?
What? None. It's just a thing you say about a close family friend, you know? She's Coyote's aunt, and her name is Alejandra. And she's a wonderful woman who loves going outside and loves awful horror movies. She has black hair that's much too long and is allergic to almost every kind of animal under the sun, except birds. And that is to say, Coyote loves her.
See, this is the kind of characterization that would have been a joy to see in the original story.
This isn't... I don't need notes. I just need to know if that was enough for you to let us go.
I suppose it wasn't the worst story I've heard.
You...
Fantastic. Well, it was nice meeting you, Mr. Darck. Loved your spooky web. Great atmosphere. We'll be going now. Goodbye.
But...
Don't knock the exit, Andrews. We gotta get out of here before he changes his mind.
Fine, but I'll be back.
I look forward to it. What nice kids.
Oh, this one is disgusting. Hit me. Caught. That's 12 in a row for me. Anyway, do you happen to know where we could find bird entrails?
No way, Andrews. We aren't giving her anything that necessitates mutilation.
What about something like fur or hair?
You've barely got any, and I'm not giving some weird lady locks of my actual hair, no matter how much you trust her magical prowess.
Point made. We don't exactly have a plethora of options here. I think we could try to acquire some of the more basic things, but that's essentially just a farmer's market trip.
And why is that a problem? Less work for us. Alec can drive.
Because...
Boss, did you need something? I thought I heard my name.
No, Tia, we're fine!
That woman has the hearing of a bat.
As I was saying, if it's just a farmer's market trip away, what's stopping Miss Garcia from going to the farmer's market herself?
The fact that she doesn't have a car, the fact that it's 45 minutes away from her apartment, and also the fact that this ridiculous town doesn't have a bus system.
Well, she could just, I don't know, teleport or something, right?
Andrews, how would I know that? I know even less than you do about this stuff.
And you aren't lying.
In this case, I'm not even gonna fight you on this one. Obviously, I'm not lying.
Well, I suppose it still counts as getting the ingredients for her, even if we don't have to fight a dragon to do it.
Whoa. When was dragon fighting even on the table?
Now all that's left is to ask Tia Ale to drive us tomorrow.
Hold on a second. Where are you gonna get the money to pay for all this stuff?
Mrs. Alvarez was very grateful that I found her missing cat last week. She paid me triple my usual lost pet rate.
Oh, to live in your world, Andrews.
You're sitting in my bedroom right now, aren't you?
Just hit me with the cheese puff. I need to catch up to your streak. Yeah, my eye!
Fox, todo bien? Do you need me? Did someone call my name?
No, Tia, we're fine. Excuse me?
Well. Look what Mrs. Alvarez's lost cat dragged in. Back to pester me?
No. Well, not necessarily.
Dike.
Here.
What's all this junk?
Ingredients.
Sorry?
They're ingredients for your potions and stuff.
Huh. And, where did you get potion ingredients?
The farmer's market.
You'll see, though the 15-year-old has access to a car and I don't. Whatever. Thanks, kid.
Wait!
Yeah?
Does this count? As the third test?
The what? Oh, the test. Yes, yeah. I definitely remember that. What do you mean?
You do realize I can still tell when you're lying, right? Regardless, I was hoping this would be enough to prove that I have what it takes.
For?
To be your new assistant.
Nuh-uh, kid. Didn't I already tell you that Viv's magical witch factory is closed to any and all truth-seeking applicants?
Not in so many words, but I thought getting the ingredients could prove how useful I can be.
Yeah, she can see the truth, but she's definitely got a certain charm and a go-getter attitude to match. Like something out of an educational cartoon from the 90s. Plus, figuring out her abilities with her could add a whole new notch to the old magic belt. Viv Garcia, Truth Wrangler. Has a nice ring to it. Alright, kid. Or should I say Fox, considering we're now business partners.
Really? I can help you?
Yep. Who knows? I might even end up helping you too.
I don't need help.
That's what they all say, Fox. That's what they all say. You can let go of my hand anytime, you know.
Oh, right.
Perfect. Let's get you outfitted in an apron and do something about those glasses.
What's wrong with my glasses?
Oh, nothing. I just assume you don't want the plastic melted along with your eyebrows when something goes wrong.
You aren't lying.
Sheesh, that's gonna be hard to get used to. Of course I'm not. I wouldn't lie about something as important as protective eyewear.
That time you were lying.
Carajo, give me a scuttling spider beast any day. I can't deal with truth-seeking toddlers.
I'm 15.
The years keep getting shorter and shorter now, don't they?
Miss Garcia. Viv?
Yeah?
Whose bird is this?
Huh? Oh, that? Yeah, Miss Castillo's parrot died, and I figured this was my one shot to get some harder to find ingredients, so I bought him off her.
You really aren't lying.
Doesn't the wrapped up bird corpse prove that already?
Why are you keeping him in your fridge?
Mostly so he doesn't smell.
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but if he stays in your fridge for much longer, I promise he will definitely start smelling either way.
Fine, then what does the kid genius think I should do with him?
I was going to suggest putting him in the freezer, but that's not a very viable option considering how full of microwave meals it is.
Yeah, Fox, we get it. You think I should cook more. I keep telling you to bring your own lunches to work.
No, that's... Well, you should cook more, if only for your own health, but I already do bring my own lunches. That's unimportant compared to the question of where we're going to put this bird corpse.
Well, I could always extract what I need, fill some jars, and bury the rest by the highway.
And I'll have to help with the extraction?
Oh yeah, for sure. Can't dissect anything without my little assistant.
You're lying!
I wouldn't call it lying so much as telling a joke, but yeah, I suppose I can't get one over on ya.
The curse is good for something, it seems.
Yeah, about that. There's something I wanted to talk to you about, kid.
Yes?
This curse. You said you've had it since you were a baby, right?
Yes. Where is this going?
I looked into it like you asked me to. I know, usually this viejita is too lazy to hop onto Magic Google, but I figured this was important. And I did some research and then some experimenting of my own just to be sure, but what you've got definitely isn't a curse.
I beg your pardon?
It's some kind of protection charm, but a powerful one at that. The truth-seeking is more of a glitch. It's designed to keep you safe, but whoever casts it must think of lies as unsafe because it all kinda got wrapped up into the same thing. Ever had a paper cut? A cold sore? Broken a bone?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, you're under some intense protection magic. Powerful enough that once I started looking, I got a signature right away.
You know who cast it?
Not necessarily, but I can track whoever it is to find them, and... well, you're not gonna like what I found.
What is it? Tell me.
Who told you you were cursed? It happened when you were a baby, so how did you find out?
My aunt. She raised me. She told me the story on my 8th birthday.
Well, whoever cast this charm on you lives in town. More specifically, the address you gave me in case of emergencies.
But that's my house. No one is there but me and my aunt. Oh.
Sorry, kid.
But why would she lie about that? Why say some evil witch did it when it's not even a curse? And she told me that story about my parents dying and said it was the witch's fault, but if the curse was fake, then what happened to my parents? And how was it even possible for her to lie to me for so many years? I can always tell when people are lying. Always.
I can answer one of those questions, at least. She can't be affected by her own magic. If she really is the one who cast it, you would never be able to tell when she was lying.
I always thought she just... I thought she just never lied. I didn't realize. How many more lies has she told me?
Look, Fox, maybe you should sit down for a minute.
No, I need to see her. I need to know why she did this, why she's been doing this for so many years. I'm sorry, but I have to go. Please let me know what I can do to help with the bird tomorrow. Goodbye.
Ay, Diosito.
You sure you don't want me to come with you?
I have to do this alone. I'm not sure... I'm not sure how things will end up. I would rather not get you mixed into something that you don't need to.
Andrews, you know Ale isn't gonna hurt you, right?
And I know that you believe that, but she lied for so long for seemingly no reason. I'm not sure where we currently stand, and I don't know what I would do if that meant more than just me potentially being hurt.
Andrews.
Just go, Mara. I'll try my best to be fine, I promise.
I hope you're not lying.
I'll prove it to you.
You better.
Fox, I didn't realize you'd be back so early. How was work? Are you going to ask me for la bendición? What's wrong? Did something happen? Is Miss Garcia okay?
Why did you lie?
What?
Why did you lie to me? You let me believe horrible things about the curse and you and my parents for 15 years. Were you ever going to tell me the truth? Or did you plan on taking it to the grave?
Mi niña, what is this about? Did Miss Garcia say something to you?
Yes, Miss Garcia said something to me. She said it wasn't true. The entire backstory you fabricated for me. I'm not cursed. It wasn't a nameless evil witch, and I don't think that evil witch killed my parents. I think you did.
Fox,
Just admit it. Don't lie to me anymore.
Lamir. Fine. You are right. In more ways than you know.
Why?
I can explain everything, but I would rather do it when we're both sitting on the couch with something to drink.
I need to know.
I understand. I promise I will not lie again. Please, come sit down and let me say my piece. There. Now, where do you want me to start?
It was you who cast the protection, correct?
Yes?
Why lie to me about it? Why say some evil person made it a curse?
That is hard to explain. The protection I used is very powerful, and all powerful magic has contingencies. It was difficult trying to find the right thing to cast, but eventually I settled on something where the benefits outweighed whatever arbitrary rules were set. You would be safe from harm, but you couldn't know you had a protection on you, or else you would lose it forever.
What?
Yes, Fox. If we're having this conversation, it means the protection is gone. I'm so sorry. I had hoped you'd at least make it to your 20s before it disappeared.
Why tell me about it at all? Why even imply I have a curse when I could use that to figure it out?
The truth-seeking, that wasn't part of the plan. It made it difficult to keep this away from you. I had to give some kind of explanation, and I thought it would scare you, discourage you from looking into it for fear of encountering the same witch. Obviamente, we both know how well that turned out.
If there was no evil witch, what happened to my parents?
You were right, mi niña. I killed them.
What?
Not in the way you're thinking. I didn't orchestrate a mysterious accident to have them murdered. But it's my fault they died. I'm so sorry.
Dia, you're not making any sense.
I loved them. We were together, your parents and I. I met your father, Marcus, while we were both studying abroad in Peru. We hit it off and became fast friends. I had a class with your mother, Maria, and ended up introducing them when your father came to pick me up from working on a group project. They quickly fell in love, and I did too, with them both. I kept it a secret for many years, well after they had gotten engaged. But one day things just clicked. I confessed and they confessed, and we decided that we would try something new out. It was an interesting arrangement. Your father and mother were married, yet they didn't take each other's last names. I took your mother's, actually, as a way to signify that we were all connected, even if not legally. It was the second most precious gift she ever gave me. The most precious was you, of course. Your mother became pregnant 2 years into our partnership. We agonized over how we would raise you. No one had ever explained to us what having more than 2 parents was supposed to look like. We didn't know what we were doing at all. Your father named you. You were actually supposed to take the name Vasquez as well, but tensions were running high at the hospital and he panicked when asked to fill in your birth certificate. Más perdido. He always was a scatterbrain.
But I don't understand. You say you loved them, then how? I don't understand.
I'm getting there. Even without your protection, you are impatient for the truth. Your birth was a miracle. It was magical. You were so small when Maria held you in her arms. From the moment I'd seen the first ultrasound, I knew you had to be protected. I was an accomplished witch at the time, though I didn't have much use for magic after being with your parents. I did my best to research, and I spent the last of my magic reserves casting the protection on you. I knew there were always dangers with these things, but I thought it was worth the risk. That night, I drove home alone to get the house ready for your arrival. The hospital wanted to monitor Maria in case there were any complications, and we had decided that Marcus would stay, since he had legal permission to be in the room with her at all times. If I had stayed, maybe none of this would have happened. When it came time for Marcus to drive all of you home, he was operating on very little sleep. He had never driven to the hospital himself until the day Maria checked in. I was always the one behind the wheel when we went for checkups. With an unfamiliar road and next to no rest, there was an accident. They were both killed almost instantly, but you survived. The protection actually worked. When I got the news that you were the only one to make it out alive, I was somehow overjoyed and deep in grief. I was a complicated mess of emotions to muddle through. But one thing was very clear to me. If I'd been driving, if I'd cast the protection on both of your parents as well and kept it a secret, it wouldn't have happened. They'd still be alive. I don't know what you must think of me, but please know that I'm sorry. I lied because I had to. I couldn't risk losing you too without the protection. But that doesn't change the fact that I lied. Or that I all but killed them.
Tia.
I'm sorry, mi niña.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say, Tia. The fact that you never said anything is... You lied to me for half of my life. Even if I understand why, I don't think I can forgive you right now. Not for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not your fault they died. It's no one's fault. I don't need to know the truth to know that. I'm sorry you had to live with that for so long.
Oh, mi niña. How did you know? How did you know I lied? The curse protection shouldn't work on me.
Oh, Viv did some research into it like I asked her to a few weeks ago. I didn't think she'd actually do it, but she found out what it was and tracked the person who cast it.
Oh, she's talented, this Fulana Miss Garcia, huh?
Very.
I'm proud of you for working with her, putting that go-getter attitude to good use.
Thank you. Did you tell any more lies that I should know about?
I think that's everything. I can't make it clearer how sorry I am. I never realized how... Well, I never realized a lot of things.
You're not forgiven yet, but I think you will be one day. Thank you for the apology. So, what now?
Now I make lunch. Emotions make everyone hungry, and there have been a lot of them today.
What do I do?
Process. Grieve what you need to grieve. Get up tomorrow and be more careful. Whatever people do every day to stay people.
I can do that.
Alright, well, how do you feel about leftover arroz con pollo and arepas con queso llanero?
Yes, please, I'm starving.
Whoa.
It's quite a lot.
You're telling me? She kept that a secret this whole time?
Apparently.
Jesus, Andrews. What the hell happens now?
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
Well, I can tell you step one. You're not gonna run headfirst into every dangerous situation that tickles that little noggin of yours.
I don't exactly plan to get caught up in things, but when finding the truth, oftentimes...
Save it for the judge, Andrews. All I ask is that you be a little more careful and a lot less accident-prone.
Fine.
Good.
What's step 2?
I didn't realize the great Fox Andrews couldn't figure her own shit out.
Mara.
Okay. I don't know either. Work on trusting Ale again. Keep doing the assistant thing with Viv. Proceed as normally as possible.
I'm not sure any normality is possible anymore. I don't have the protection.
Oh, yeah.
If I can't tell when people are lying, I'm not sure how successful of a sleuth I'll be to anyone. I'm not even sure what I bring to the table with Viv anymore. She can't use my abilities for her research.
Fox Andrews, I know you aren't being ridiculously self-deprecating right now to your best friend's face.
It's not ridiculous, Mara. What use am I anymore?
Who cares? Who cares how useful you are to people? You're smart, you're clever, you're incredibly blunt, and you've never left me behind even if I'm shaking so hard I can't hold the flashlight beam straight. You're Fox Andrews, truth seeker. Whether that title is literal or figurative doesn't matter.
Mara.
And hey, I like you, so it's gotta count for something.
You know, I don't think you're lying.
You can't prove anything.
You're right, I can't. But I don't think I need to. I believe it.
This episode was performed by the following people. Kit A as Fox Andrews, Anissa Danny C as Mara, Rhys Tirado as Vivian Garcia. They can be found on Twitter at nonbinaries. Helé Manzo as Alejandra Vasquez, Ellis G as Darck. It was made possible by our editors, AJR, Alix K, Kestrel E, and Freya M. This episode was written by Anissa Danny C and produced by the Elevator Pitch team. Special thanks to Jeannette C for the episode art. And a huge thank you to our cultural consultants this episode, Helé Manzo and Rhys Tirado. If you like this episode, please consider following us on Twitter and TikTok at Elevator Pitch P.
For show updates and a chance to interact with cast and crew, please consider joining our Discord server. If you are willing and able, please consider checking us out on Patreon or sending a one-time donation on Ko-Fi at Elevator Pitch P. Elevator Pitch is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike 4.0 International License. Thanks for listening.